Let me ask you something. How many times have you studied for hours, only to blank out when you need the information most? That frustrating moment when you know you learned it, but your brain hits the panic button? Well, today, I'm going to arm you with 4 battle-tested memorization techniques that'll help you retain information like a pro. And here's the best part. They're way more fun than endless repetition. Here's the hard truth. Most of us were never taught how to memorize effectively. We default to what everyone else does: rereading, highlighting, last-minute cramming. And guess what? Science shows these are some of the least effective methods. But what if I told you there are techniques used by memory champions, polyglots, and top students that can help you remember twice as much in half the time? These aren't just theoretical ideas. They're methods I've personally used to memorize everything from complex biology terms to entire speeches. And today, I'm giving you all of them. Let's start with the most powerful one. First up is the memory palace, also called the method of Loci. This technique is so powerful that ancient Greek orators used it to memorize hours-long speeches. Here's how it works. You visualize a place you know incredibly well, maybe your childhood home, your daily commute, or even your favorite video game map. Then, you place the information you want to remember at specific locations along a path through that space. Let me give you a real example. Say you need to remember these grocery items: milk, eggs, bread, and apples. Imagine walking through your front door and seeing a giant milk carton blocking the hallway. You squeeze past it into the living room where chickens, eggs, are lounging on your couch watching TV. In the kitchen, there's a bread loaf wearing a chef's hat cooking dinner. And in the backyard, apple trees growing upside down from the ceiling. The weirder and more vivid the images, the better they stick. This works because our brains are wired to remember spaces and visuals much better than abstract information. Now let's talk about chunking. Our working memory can only hold about 4 to 7 items at once. But here's the hack. You can group information into meaningful chunks to remember way more. Phone numbers are the perfect example. 555-867-5309 is hard to remember, but 555-867-5309, much easier. You can take this further by creating meaning. Maybe 555 is your area code. 867 reminds you of a song. And 5309 could be 53rd Street and 9th Avenue. This works for everything, from credit card numbers to complex concepts. Break big information into bite-sized chunks, then look for patterns or meanings to connect them. Next up is spaced repetition, the scientific way to make memories stick. Here's the problem with cramming. It might get you through a test, but the information disappears fast. Spaced repetition is the solution. Instead of studying for 5 hours straight, you study for 1 hour today, then review for 20 minutes tomorrow, then 10 minutes 3 days later, and so on. Each review happens just as you're about to forget, which strengthens the memory. There are great apps like Anki that automate this, but you can do it manually too. Just create a simple schedule. Review after 1 day, then 3 days, then 1 week, then 2 weeks. This method is proven to help retain information for years, not just days. Finally, my personal favorite, visualization and absurd association. Your brain remembers the weird, funny, and emotional much better than the boring and ordinary. Need to remember that the capital of Japan is Tokyo. Picture a giant sumo wrestler, Japan, jumping onto a giant sushi roll shaped like the letter T, Tokyo. The more ridiculous, the better. This works because creating vivid, multi-sensory images engages more parts of your brain. Add emotions, movement, even smells in your imagination. The first image that pops into your head when you think of the information, that's usually the one that sticks. So let's recap these game-changing techniques. Memory palace, store information in familiar spaces. Chunking, break information into meaningful groups. Spaced repetition, review at scientifically optimal intervals. Visualization, create wild, memorable associations. I challenge you to pick one of these to try this week. Maybe start with visualization. It's the most fun. Leave a comment with what you're trying to memorize. I'd love to hear your creative visualization ideas. If you found this helpful, smash that like button. It really supports the channel. And subscribe if you want more brain-boosting content like this. Until next time, go out there and train that memory muscle.